Richard Fuller, Shadow Chief Secretary to the Treasury. Richard, a very good morning to you.
Good morning.
Good to see you. The Bank of England's chief exec, Andrew Bailey's come out today and basically said we haven't had any growth in this country for about 14 or 15 years. So he's saying not only have we not got any now, but we haven't had any for the whole time that the Conservatives were in. What do you got to say for that?
Well, look, I think Andrew Bailey was right in his diagnosis and right when he looked at the two things that are most important to get growth. So, and it's not just the UK, Ms. Graham, it's across Western developed countries, going back to the financial crisis of 2007, 2008, that any attempts by governments of whatever stripes to stimulate growth haven't occurred. And in the UK, even though we were higher than most European countries in terms of our growth over the period, that was largely because we had an increase in population because of immigration, and that has some other issues that obviously you and others have pointed to long term. So what Mr. Bailey said positively was a government that wants to achieve growth should focus on making sure that free enterprise has the money it needs to invest and that we reduce trade barriers. Sadly, it doesn't sound those are two things that the Chancellor feels are important.
No, I mean, I'm not really looking forward to the spring budget statement, I have to be honest with you, because I can't really see what news she can give us which is in any way good, because she hasn't really got anywhere to go. She claims that she's going to fire a load of civil servants, but I spoke to one of the bosses of a civil service union this week, and he seems very relaxed about it, which led me to believe that it probably isn't going to happen. And some people have said that even if you talk about a 15% cut in numbers over 5 years, it's only 3% a year.
Yeah, exactly. Look, I mean, tomorrow Rachel Reeves is going to try and do two things. First of all, her line is going to be, not me, Gov. She's going to blame the inheritance, she calls it, from the last Conservative government, and then she's going to say, all terrible things that are happening around the world, isn't it awful? That's not right. The reason why businesses have made decisions to cut back on staff, to make sure they can't invest in their businesses for the future, is because of the decisions she made, her choices in her budget last year, including the job-destroying jobs tax on national insurance. And so she's going to try to say that was what she wanted to do. And then she's going to try and find ways to fit within her rules. Remember, she changed the rules last October to be easier for her to fit within them. But even so, she's probably going to be found that she's been caught short because of the impact of the jobs tax and other things. And so she's going to try and say, well, I'm going to cut things here or there. But as you rightly say, the magnitude of the reductions, the magnitude of the savings are going to be numbers on a piece of paper. She's not going to talk about the details about how she's really going to achieve them.
No, indeed. And I mean, if you were running a book on it and you were going to be asked how soon before she says the words 222 billion black hole, I dare say it would be within the first sort of 2 or 3 minutes, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I think people should get their emergency budget bingo cards out and sort of see that the things that she talks about. So there'll be the 22 black hole, there'll be Liz Truss, there'll be global events, there'll be Donald Trump, although she won't mention him by name. But yeah, get your bingo cards out. But the truth of this emergency budget spring statement, whichever you want to call it, is that businesses in my constituency and across the country are already making the decisions as a consequence of her choices last October. And their decisions are they can't afford to invest in that new production line. They can't afford to open extra shops. They can't afford to give pay rises to their workforce as much as they would like to give, because all that money has been taken by Rachel Reeves and put into her own black hole.
Well, exactly
that
right.
she's created because of the decisions she made last year.
Well, that's the problem. I mean, do you have any...
the key...
Sorry, go on.
No, I think one of the things, and people always say about the Conservative Party what lessons we've learned, and it's important we know. One of the things, and this is, again, just go back to Mr. Bailey's speech, and I'm not a natural, my line, I mean, he's a bit different from me really on politics, but the thing that I think I took great comfort from was his reaffirmation of the importance of enterprise and his extolling of the virtues of free trade. We as a country have got to start to love, again, those entrepreneurs who take risk, who invested some of their own money and maybe get some people to help them start their business and then grow their business and make wealth that means more jobs for people, means more exports for the country, and means ultimately more taxes for public services. And the Conservative Party needs to reassert its belief and its faith in enterprise. And I think you said earlier on you've got Kemi Bay not coming on. I'm sure she's exactly going to reassert that message. That's where the Conservative Party has got to learn the lessons about how you get growth for the future, which is it isn't in the hands of a socialist chancellor. It's in the many, many, many hands of the innovators, inspired people, next generation of people who want to start a business, take advantage of the opportunities the world has, and government should have their backs, not be standing on them.
Yeah, absolutely right. Richard, good to talk to you. Thanks very much indeed. Richard Fuller, Shadow Chief Secretary to the Treasury.